go kuša bohloko go bona mokgatlo mogolo o sana le ANC o phutlhama rutse mo gore le bagalajo ba celebrate the collapse of the ANC ke re no bagalajo re ska no celebrate ignorantly ba bangwe ba tšweletse gore di-expert se di bolela gore the ANC will go below 30% in the upcoming national elections ka 29. So ke botsa bagalajo mo gore bagalajo you must understand that this is a very serious phenomenon taking place in our lifetime. Se sentse buša mohloko gore magoa boletša re let us give these black people power and political governance to see if they can really control this thing. Ba tsebile gore re ka se kgone, ba tsebile gore rena self re tlo tia botala ke seo se buša go bohloko because se se regile within 30 years. So now re dutse le bagalajo mo ke ba fa taba tše di boletšeng ke Thabo Mbeki, taba tše dingwe gape di boletše ke Frank Chikane, the chairperson wa integrity committee ya ANC, a hlalosa exactly what is the reason the ANC is corrupt, why is the ANC involved with criminals, and why is the ANC captured. A re thome ka Thabo Mbeki. Bona Thabo Mbeki ga hlalosa in one of his speeches, or the first thing we must understand is that the ANC during those times of apartheid, it was a banned liberation movement. It had no right to operate. Now, the ANC, because they collected money from international bodies, Russia, Soviet Union, the Chinese, the Cubans, those bodies were occupied with their own wars because they were over the independent communist states, away from the West. So the ANC had to go underground to get money for boots and clothing for the soldiers, food for the soldiers, transportation, accommodation. So going underground, it means now you're going to operate with criminals, arms dealers, intelligence agencies. Those are criminals. You're going to operate with drug dealers. You're going to operate with smugglers, a lot of different people. I the ANC had stationed operatives in international airports, also the Zambian International Airport. Those operatives, the ANC or MK would receive drugs from drug dealers and then give them to the ANC would distribute them and collect their share from the re-up. So you can see that the ANC have long been operating with drugs. After they got political power in 1994, no, it does not operate that way. Those guys have to continue operating because this is a business. They're not playing games here. So the ANC embedded with these guys. The ANC have long been tolerant with criminals because they have a just cause. You understand? There are some, the Sumarai call it seppuku, an honorable suicide. The ANC have committed an honorable suicide. You understand that? Frank Chikane, the chairperson of the integrity committee. Why was the ANC captured? And why was the ANC corrupt? Well, the first thing we must understand is that the ANC was vulnerable. The ANC had no plan, or after 1994, how are the cadres who were in exile going to live? We understand that the money. There were no proper education for these guys. There were no proper jobs designated for these guys. A lot of them, at least, they were integrated into the South African National Defence Force. Most of them, they had no options. They had no proper houses. They were vulnerable. That is how they were captured by white monopoly capital and bigger players in the government to say, that's how they became victims of corruption and corrupt themselves. So the ANC ka mantswe mang ba khala yona ka yona iti ya botala ba khala jwe ga ke ganetse gore ga e fologe bana ba bapaletswe ha we go fologe nga bona re ska ba raga ka dieta ka maragong re ba tieleng lopola ba goro ba khala jwe bonyaki re tiela ba khala jwe ba re hlabanetse go pela ga ke re ba shimanyana ba go nnyole ba mpatse koto ba ja go tšhelete ja mmusho ke bolela ka ba khala jwe ke bolela ka bosizulu ke bolela ka bompeki ke bolela ka bo Mandela ba khalajwe re sa ba le bosobukwe ba ile gore they are not really part of the ANC but gave the ANC the motion to move. Where got the money? So when these political parties committing seppuku in Africa, let us not forget that we are making happy our enemies, white people specifically, a portion of white people per se. Agi ribega ke ska tsoya tshela ba khalajwe kere re ska fo pankganya ANC re folo ga stulong re folo shega botse re folo shega bogwari le hlompho ka gore batho ba they are the biggest liberation movement in Africa and the most respected liberation movement globally. Moshato mogolo.